where Chapter 1 of Dragon Ball Super X was an interesting story on Kaba finding his way to being the leader of the Saiyan Force and protecting Universe 6 from Cold's older brother. A story on a character that we have not seen before, a character that really doesn't have much backstory to him at all. The second chapter of Dragon Ball Super X is basically Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Know your place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
After barely surviving his fight with Bleed, which is Frost's older brother, Kaba came to Universe 7 to recruit Goku and Vegeta to help out his cause. They decide to go, and with Senzu beans in hand, they go to Universe 6 and meet up with the Universe 6 Saiyan King, which looks exactly like Vegeta except with a mustache and a lot nicer. Even Goku mentions this at one point. They decide it's best to face off against Bleed on their own, leaving Kaba behind, so Goku uses the instant transmission and pops up right behind Bleed. Bleed comments on the fact that they send more Saiyans to fight him, seeing as how he can probably tell that Vegeta and Goku are Saiyans, and Goku and Vegeta do rock, paper, scissors just to figure out who's going to fight Bleed first. Now, I guarantee you this is not going to be in the movie Dragon Ball Super Broly, so this is probably one of those parts that's going to be a little bit different because Broly attacks Vegeta first. Well, in this, Vegeta wins rock, paper, scissors and faces off against Bleed first. Vegeta tries Super Saiyan first, but is quickly outclassed, so he goes straight into Super Saiyan God and shows us exactly what he's made out of. And Bleed, to my surprise, really can't counter Super Saiyan God that effectively at first. I figured they were going to make this character similar to Jiren and he would have stopped Super Saiyan God with one finger or something, but no, he actually takes quite a beating from Super Saiyan God Vegeta. Now, I don't know if Vegeta felt like Bleed needed a new transformation to be dealt with, or he just wanted to gloat over the fact that he can go into Super Saiyan Blue, because it seems to be a common trend with the characters in Dragon Ball Super. But he decides to go into Super Saiyan Blue and continuously beats on Bleed until Bleed gives him this death glare and Vegeta backs off. It seems that Bleed was letting Vegeta beat on him even in Super Saiyan Blue. Even though he was surprised of the transformation and how powerful these characters were, I think that he was luring Vegeta in and trying to see everything that Vegeta had. And so they should talk to each other a little bit back and forth, and then Bleed transforms into this, okay, I gotta admit it, pretty sweet transformation. It looks like a better form for cooler, something that looks a lot cooler, no pun intended. So if you're familiar with 90% of Dragon Ball stories, you probably know what happens next, and it does not look good for Vegeta. This transformation is basically a juggernaut and completely overpowers Vegeta surprisingly fast, and maybe not surprisingly so. I'm hoping this is something that doesn't happen in Dragon Ball Super Broly. I can really only take Vegeta getting beaten up like this, going in first, getting beaten up like this 2 times tops, and I think it's happened more than that, but seriously, it is kind of getting old. I don't like the fact that they decided to go this route, but it is what it is, and Bleed is just decimating Vegeta, even at one point about to kill him until Goku intervenes with a Kamehameha wave and then has to go into Super Saiyan Blue to face off against Bleed as well. Unfortunately, this doesn't help at all because it seems like Super Saiyan Blue really doesn't work against this transformation. It's not a transformation that is either on the same playing field, or maybe this form of Bleed has some hacks, although I do think that it's probably a power thing. And so before Bleed is able to do the finishing blow on both Vegeta and Goku, Goku instant transmissions away. And Bleed decides, instead of looking for the Dragon Balls, which was what he was doing up to that point, I'm going ahead and follow these guys because they are probably going to be a nuisance down the road. They end up back at Kaba, and of course Kaba is there dispatching some of the enemies that are under Bleed's command. and he's more of a side character in this chapter anyway. And they start arguing over whether or not they are going to fuse. Goku wants to fuse, Vegeta doesn't want to fuse. We've seen this storyline before, but Goku decides to pull at Vegeta's heartstrings when it comes to the Saiyan race. They came here to save the Saiyans, or at least try to save the Saiyans, and they are not going to succeed in that unless they decide to fuse, because on their own, they cannot take out this character. Eventually, Vegeta agrees, and Kaba is psyched to see this fusion. He hasn't seen one yet. The only one he's seen, I think, if I remember correctly, in the Tournament of Power, he's only really seen Kale and Caulifla fuse with the earrings. So he doesn't know what this new character is going to look like or who he's going to be. So he's excited to see that until he sees them posing up for the dance. They do not have the Butara earrings. They are going to do the fusion dance that Vegeta suddenly knows how to do. I'm assuming that he learned it at some point between the Tournament of Power and this arc. And Kaba's like, what the hell are you guys doing? But they do the fusion dance, and right as they begin to fuse, Bleed finally shows up. He has been tracking them the whole time, and he finally found their location up until they fuse into one character. And when they fused, this is probably my favorite part of the chapter, because when they fused, this is all I heard.
Gogeta da.
Anyway guys, that's the end of chapter 2. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of Dragon Ball Super X chapter 2. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below. Go ahead and check it out. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care guys.